Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the next question. Here we have an RCC framed building. That means we will have the beams and columns. Now in this framed building, we have to do detailed estimation and the general specifications are given. General specifications are like this: 20 centimeter wall panel and 10 centimeter wall panels are there. Then in the specification, we are told what will be the type of brick: first class brickwork and 1:6 cement and mortar. Then half brick wall, 1:3 cement and mortar. This type of general specification are given. Then for reinforced concrete work also, exposed surfaces of RCC, plastering 1:3 cement and mortar with sufficient thickness, like this. The specifications of work are mentioned. Then for calculating the reinforcement, the percentage in different types of works, in beams, in columns, in sunshade, in slab, etc., are given. From there, we have to calculate the amount of reinforcement, total amount of reinforcement required in the building. Then finishing, the painting and finishing works. For that also, we are told what type of and how many layers, how many coats are to be used. So these are part of specification. We have to come back to these things while doing the estimation. Then the plan is given. So this one is framed. So we will have beams and columns. Okay, at the edges, these are columns, 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter RCC column. Again, this is for solving and learning. There will never be a 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter column now. Okay, the minimum size will be 9 inch by 9 inch or 230 mm by 230 mm. Then these plan and sectional elevations are given. We will come back to this while doing the numerical. Here we have this portion. This portion, it seems like a beam, so it means it's a tie beam or plinth beam. Here it is mentioned, it is a plinth beam. Then RCC column is here, the footing portion. Here we have sunshade, RCC 5 centimeter thick average. The average thickness of this sunshade is given because it is tapered, it is trapezium, but we are doing estimation, we're not doing structural analysis, therefore we just need the volume of work. So they have mentioned what is the average thickness. Then we have this slab and then we have a coating of lime concrete. Then this is the height of the parapet wall. Okay, so this type of criteria are given in the drawing. We have steps, and below these steps also we have some lean concreting work. Then this is the simple elevation. Okay, this is the ground level. Then from the ground level, this is the plinth level. Then from the plinth level, we have, this is a parapet wall at the front, and there are some gates like this. So first, again, we will find out what are the center to center length in the plan. Okay. From here to here, what is the center to center length that we want to find out? And also in this side, from here to here, what is the center to center length we want to find out? Okay. Center to center length along the front and rear wall. Along the front and rear wall. This one plus this one plus this one plus these things, and this is the value from where we are getting. Okay. This room, this is the dimension here, 3.70 meter. And this room in the kitchen, this is the dimension here, 2.10 meter, right? So this value, then there is this 10 centimeter thick wall. Okay, it is a half brick wall, 10 centimeter thick here, and then we have full brick 20 centimeter and 20 centimeter wall on the other side. So 3.7 meter for one room, 2.1 meter for one room, 0.1 meter for the wall in between, and then half of 0.2 meter for one side and half of 0.2 meter for the other side. Finally, we get this center to center value. Similarly, in the side wall direction, it is easier, no complications. This is 3.7, this should be meter, 3.7 meter by 5.5 meter. So this direction, it is 5.5 meter, obviously. So 5.5 meter plus half of 20 centimeter and half of 20 centimeter, we get the center to center distance along the side wall direction. Okay. So this is it, 5.5 meter plus half of 0.2 meter for one side and half of 0.2 meter for the other side. After getting this, we can go for our calculation. Our calculation can start. Now in the earlier cases, what was it? Was a masonry structure. There was no columns, there was walls, and there was footing below the walls. So therefore what we did, we measured the footing work also along the length of the wall. Okay, but in this case, this is a frame structure. There are column foundations under the columns, so we have to go back and find out. Okay, we have to find from this diagram how many columns we have and how many footings we will have. So these are the columns, 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So total we have 9 columns. So we will have to do foundation work for 9 column footings. Then this sectional diagram shows that this is 90 centimeter or 0.9 meter. So we have to do excavation for that much, 90 centimeter square. Compare here. So we have 9 columns. What are the length and breadth? 90 centimeter or 0.9 meter. 0.9 meter are the length and breadth, and how much height we have to excavate, that again we will have to find out from this drawing. Okay, so from this drawing we will have to calculate, or it may be given directly also. So this is our ground level. From the ground level, this depth is 1.3 meter, it is given. Okay, this is not centimeter, this is meter. So that's that one. So we measured how many number of columns we have and their length and breadth from the sectional diagram, height, and total volume of work. Fine. Now then we have to do some excavation in between the columns. Why? Because from this diagram we see, that this is the ground level, here is the ground level, but this portion is tie beam. This portion is tie beam or plinth beam. Okay, that means the plinth beam we have to construct little over the ground level and little portion, half portion above below the ground level. So where will be the plinth beam or tie beam? The plinth beam or tie beam will be everywhere. So therefore we will have to do some excavation below the walls also. So therefore we'll go back. So in between columns, front and back wall. So this is our, this wall and this wall we are calling front and back wall. This is because this is the front side, right? So this is the front wall and this is the back wall. In between the columns of front and back wall, so we have done some excavation here. We have done some excavation here. and we have done some excavation here for these 3 columns. So again, this portion we have to excavate for the tie beam portion. This portion we have to excavate for the tie beam or plinth beam. Now to do that, what is our total distance we will take up? Then we will subtract whatever we have already excavated. Okay, center to center length we will know from the diagram, and that much we will need for the tie beam, but this portion is already excavated for the column. This portion is already excavated for the column, so the in between portion we have to excavate. So the total length here was how much? 6.30 we have already calculated, adding 2.1, 3.7, 0.1, half of 0.2 and half of 0.2. Doing that, we have already found out what is the center to center length from here to here. Then we have to subtract the excavation that is done for one full column and the excavation done, half of excavation done for one column on one side, half of excavation done for the other column on the other side. That much we have to subtract because that portion is already excavated. So here, oh sorry, it was 6.10, center to center length is 6.10 meter. From 6.10, how much we have to subtract? 1.80 meter. From where it is coming? 0.9 meter for one full column and half of 0.9 for one side and half of 0.9 on the other side. So a total of 1.80 meter is already excavated. So we don't need to excavate it again. So 6.10 minus 1.80, this is the new excavation required for the purpose of the plinth beam or tie beam. So we get our length, we get our breadth, that is the breadth of the wall only. It is the same. The size of the plinth beam is also exactly the same. And then what is the height? This height we will get from the sectional drawing. Here in this drawing it is mentioned that this is plinth beam is 20 centimeter by 30 centimeter and 15 centimeter, half is above ground level and half is below ground level. For we have to do excavation for the below ground level part obviously. So this is 15 centimeter or 0.15 meter. So we get the dimension, we multiply, we get the volume of work. Similarly, between columns front and back wall, this should have been side wall. This should have been side wall. I will make the corrections later before sending it to you. Now in this side, again we have measured the center to center dimension, and again similarly we have to do subtraction for the column part. Okay, we have to do subtraction for the column footing. Here we have already excavated. Here we have already excavated, right? For this column excavation already done. For this column also excavation done. For this column also excavation done. Center to center distance we know. There we will have our plinth beam, and we need to excavate up to a depth of 15 centimeter in the entire length, but this portion is already excavated for the purpose of foundation, so we have to subtract this much. That much is already excavated, that much is not again required. So 90 centimeter by 90 centimeter here done, and half of 90 centimeter will come here on this side and half of 90 centimeter will come on the other side. So a total of 1.80 meter again already excavated, no need to excavate again. So we find out what is the net length we have to do excavation for. So other things remaining same. This is the length, this is the breadth of the plinth beam, this is the depth below the ground level for the plinth beam, and we get the total volume of work. Then walls between kitchen and veranda. So we have to go this time wall by wall because things are not similar like the previous numericals. Okay, it's slightly little complicated than the previous ones. Walls between kitchen and veranda, we have to find out what is the center to center length and subtract the already excavation that has been carried out. Okay, kitchen and veranda. We are talking about this wall. Okay, we are talking about this wall. So this wall is 2.10 meter, 2.10 meter here, and half of, because on this side this is a half wall. See, this dotted portion is not wall. This solid portion is wall. So in this portion, up to this solid portion is center of this tie beam. Okay, this half wall is on this side, and this portion wherever the room starts, that is the center of the plinth beam, and on this side it is starting here by the side of the plinth beam. So 2.10 is starting from the center on this side, on the right hand side, and on the left hand side we have to add half of the thickness of the brick wall. So 2.10 meter plus half of 0.2 meter, that makes it 2.2 meter. So 2.2 meter we have to do excavation, but already for this column we have excavated some portion. Already for this column we have excavated another some portion. So 90 centimeter and 90 centimeter already excavated. Okay, 90 centimeter or 0.9 meter by 2 on one side and 0.9 meter by 2 on the other side. This is already done. So therefore we finally get what is the net length we need to excavate. Other things remaining same, breadth and depth, we get the total volume of work. Then in the steps, including sidewalls, we have to do, again we will have to go back to our diagrams. This is the step here. So in the step we have to do some excavation. This is 80 centimeter projection. Here we can see this is 10 centimeter, this is 7 centimeter. That means the depth is total 17 centimeter. Okay, then 80 centimeter is this breadth, and what will be the length that we will get from this plan? This one. These steps are 1 meter, you can see. Then there are some side walls 30 centimeter and 30 centimeter. Okay, both these. So 1 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 makes it 1.6, and we are also providing 10 centimeter of bearing for the brickwork here. It may not be provided also, but we're providing here a little bit of bearing for help in the work of to help in the brickwork and plastering and all, because it is the front side. Then here, so it becomes 1.80 meter, 10 centimeter projection we are providing on both sides to facilitate the work. 1 meter is the length of the steps. 0.3 meter wall, 0.3 meter wall makes it 1.6, and 10 centimeter on both sides, so 1.7 and 1.8 it becomes finally. Okay, then 0.8 was the breadth, and we are again providing 10 centimeter extra, so it becomes 0.9. This we can provide 0.8 also. No, nothing will be wrong. Then what is the depth? Depth is 0.17 we have seen from the sectional elevation. Then that becomes total volume of work. Then we have to deduct for columns on the right side of the gate. Okay, so we are doing excavation here on this part because of this step and the side wall, but there is a column here and we have already excavated 90 centimeter by 90 centimeter for the column. So that part again we are calculating, so we have to deduct that part, right? So how much length, how much breadth, and how much depth? Depth will be exactly same, because the footing part is more deep, that is already excavated, so the double calculation depth will be exactly same. And what are these two? We have to see from the diagram. Artwork in filling in the plinth. So going back to the So in this diagram, we see that there are 15 centimeters sand filling here. Okay, this is 15 centimeters sand filling, and this portion above the ground level, this is going to be earth filling. Okay, so first we will have earth filling, then sand filling, then we will have the slab. So for this portion, what is the height of this portion? We have to find out what is the height of this portion. This total height is given as 60 centimeter from the ground level. This is 60 centimeter. Then this is 2.5 centimeter. This is 7.5 centimeter. So it makes it 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter plus 15 centimeter sand filling makes it 25 centimeter. So 60 centimeter minus 25 centimeter. This earth filling work has to be 35 centimeter. So we will go back and we'll calculate our earth filling, and where this earth filling will be here in the rooms, right? Because at the walls, below the walls, there is already plinth beam. There is footing, there is plinth beam. So there is no artwork involved there. But inside the rooms, there will be earth filling. So the earth filling will be exactly as the sizes of the rooms. Living rooms, this is the size of the living room. And then this is the height or depth that we have seen from the drawing. Then for the kitchen, then from the veranda. For the kitchen, we will go back and see. Okay, this is 3.7 meter by 5.5 meter. That is done. For the kitchen, it is saying that it is 2.10 meter and 3.7 meter. In this direction, it is 3.7. In this direction, it is 2.1. But 2.1 is up to here, But already there is plinth from here, right? The plinth is 20 centimeter. Half of 20 centimeter is 10 centimeter. So this portion is 10 centimeter, where there will be already the plinth beam or tie beam. So therefore, we have to subtract from this value 10 centimeter. So it becomes 2 meter for the purpose of earth filling, sand filling, etc. So we will go back. This is our earth filling work in kitchen. This is our earth filling. These are the dimensions. This is a depth. Done. Similarly in veranda, this way we have to calculate.